Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Dolphins and the Ravens, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. As you see, they have dealt with their fair share of injuries this season. But, Charles, that hasn't stopped them from putting together a very solid campaign, a very good record thus far.
I think a lot of credit has to go internally. Like, we always want to praise the head coach for holding the team together. But to me, it's the guys in the locker room putting on the uniform. Those starters who've stayed healthy, they've welcomed the backups into their ranks and showed them how to get it done. And this team, they've stayed afloat all season doing just that. And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. And the slot man goes in motion left. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
From the gun, it's Tua. Throwing quickly to Wilson. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Tua sets up to pass it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Part of check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Now Tua. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, 30 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Jackson's throw is on target to Likely. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. He's got his target. That's complete. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 78 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, he didn't find the end zone a whole lot in his rookie campaign, but he's got himself a touchdown here in the playoffs.
And it shows off his big playability, too, because we saw this quite a bit in college, and it's certainly continued here at the next level. Another explosive play for a guy who's made them all season long.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Berrios now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, but he opted for the touchback. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? Well, on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
Becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, you know, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. That is caught. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2 minutes.
To a hit, and the ball is out, and it's picked up by the Raven, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race, and this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Tucker now to add the point after. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And off to Achane to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
To his throw here, going to be caught by Wilson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Wilson's got it complete.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
He is going to find Hill here. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 42. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Tua to throw again. Got a man here, it's Wilson. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, they showed a 5-receiver set, had the backfield empty, and lined the running back out to the left. Plenty for the quarterback to process both pre- and post-snap, but he was able to find his man, and it turns into a big play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now Tua on the bootleg here. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. A give, running right, Achane. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane. 15 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from drawing level.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Buying time to his left. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the 1st quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. 2nd quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll bring a receiver in motion right, and they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And the 2nd wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And this guy can be everywhere. Kyle Hamilton getting there to drop him for a loss. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Here's Tua. Caught by Wilson. Into space at the 45. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. That is incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, 39 yards. And the Dolphins have broken our tie as they take the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Sanders on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. He finds his man. It's Charlie Curler. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And they run with Edwards off the option. And he's going to have a Ravens 1st down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw complete there to Beckham. Well, that's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down, setting up the screen here to Edwards. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
And they run the option on 2nd down. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Jackson. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And he will have a Ravens 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. 2nd and a couple. Here's Jackson. He'll get this to Edwards out of the backfield. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They go play action with Jackson. It's caught. Becker. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. Jackson on 1st down. This for Beckham, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Tucker with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And now a hook up downfield on 2nd down. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown! Cedric Wilson, 69 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. Last drive, the touchdown, 4 catches. Really good. He was. They were not good on the other side trying to stop him. What do they need to do?
Well, this is where the entire staff has to get involved, because we always focus on the defensive coordinator. But he needs help from other people with their eyes and their expertise, and he needs to listen to them. And sometimes you just can't afford to wait on a drive and say, okay, let's get to the sidelines and start over. You need to find a way in the middle of that drive to start taking away what's hurting you.
Yeah, in-series adjustments, and how do you do that?
Well, what you do is you listen to what everyone else is telling you, what they're seeing, the patterns that are developing, and maybe you just start running extra bodies to take away that particular player.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Jackson. On target to his man, Likely. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. The quick feet by Jackson. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the 1st. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing is Jackson. And incomplete here to bring up fourth down as the rookie couldn't haul it in.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw is on target to Likely. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Well, you feel the excitement build on those fourth down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on fourth down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on fourth down. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Back to the air on second down, Tagovailoa.
And they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Tua going to keep it on the draw. They find some open field here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Play action. Now it's Tua. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. And they are into field goal range now as he's got the first down at the 26. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football. So instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to fight another down without getting wet.
Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Sanders' kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This 4th and final matchup on this divisional round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest, but now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people...
There he goes, left side. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Edwards will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him, and he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson. And he'll be out right at the 35. That'll put him north of 100 yards receiving now in this divisional round game. It's a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Tua going to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on third down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Sanders' kick is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this third quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. The Ravens offense back out there. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Now a 2nd and 6. To throw is Jackson. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. In motion left, Flowers. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On second down, it's Edwards. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Jackson from the shotgun. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. Here's Achane to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Looking to pass. Tua. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Jackson now.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
One quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Jackson options out left, and a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
23 yards on the play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Off the option, here's Edwards.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. They run once more with Edwards. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
73 yards on the ground so far for Edwards. It's a 1st down.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a 1st down with his very next run.
And this time he is in.
Gus Edwards.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Berrios now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Dolphins offense returning to the field.
Right now, Charles, this is the drive of the season. You're on the road here in the playoffs. It's put up or shut up. They need points.
This is where you have to come together as a team, as you just noted, on the road. So that means they've carried that mentality with them throughout. Hey, we've got to go out here, we've got to rely on ourselves, right? Focus, yet still find the fun in it. How great is this, guys? Look at the spot we're in right now. And then go to your top players, call them the plays that they run best.
Yeah, sort of controlling their own destiny, but this place has been loud. Not going to be easy.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
Kyle Van Noy in on the stop. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. Now Tua.
Well, he shifts past him, and he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 29-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Wilson with a first down carry.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Tua sets up to pass it.
This is caught. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal?
Wilson.
He tried to break that plane, but couldn't get there, and that's going to leave him now at 3rd and goal.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. The holding penalty, that puts him in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal.
From the gun, it's Tua. And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Unsuccessful pass on 3rd down, but at least you got 3 points here in your hip pocket.
Yeah, and I would take it from my hip pocket and put it right on the shoe of my kicker and go get those 3 points. This isn't even a discussion to me. This is a chance to take the lead after a good drive. Do it.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Ravens offense and OBJ out for another series.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively. I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Now Jackson.
Pass complete on the out route to Beckham.
That one goes for 8 yards.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's Jackson.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Jackson going to run.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
Holding offense.
Now 1st and goal. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Finds his man over the middle. It's likely.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute.
Tucker's kick is good.
And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
So Tua and the Dolphins down by 1. A little under 30 seconds remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Tua.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now Tua. Connecting with Hill. And he will get out of bounds to stop the clock as he picks up maybe 8, and that's all. Playoff lives at stake. Boy, this is a big one. 3rd down. Throwing Tua.
And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. This defense not going to lag back. They come with pressure that time, force him out of the pocket, and the incompletion.
And so many times when you're watching a game, you're seeing the offense doing all the dictating. In this case, the defense said, we're dictating the terms, and turned it loose towards him.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here.
The Ravens going to move on to another week in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.